How about that becomes what you do, Roger Goodell? They just put all racists on notice, all haters on notice. You only have 3 weeks until racism is over. If I had something to choose, it would be love. Jordan Love? This is an honor and responsibility that the league takes seriously, which is why we actively invest. Stop telling us football is gay. Hey, I got to tell you, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, and outside of, I'm supposed to do this advertisement, this is more fun. I went on it yesterday, and it was awesome. It is. I got 2 picks for you coming up, and I can't wait to see how they go in preseason football. I know, but I'm kind of digging it. When I went on, there's all kind of different things, more or less, that kind of thing. And I'm down with it. Look, Prize Picks preseason football is underway, and I got some pretty good picks for you coming up for tomorrow's game on quarterbacks you're going to like. College football is here. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks. Swear to God, just go download it right now. It's very simple to play. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections. If you get the picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. I got 3 times my money on 2 very simple picks. It's pretty good. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports opinions into real money on Prize Picks. Sit back, relax, and watch the game. It's given me a reason to watch both the Colts and the Titans, 2 bad teams in the preseason, and I'm fired up for it. I am. Download the Prize Pick app today and put in code DAKICH. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DAKICH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineups. Prize Picks. Run your game. I'll give you my 2 picks in the second hour. You know, like everybody else that makes 2 picks, they're a lock. Hey, top story, thank God for this. You know what? Like taking Mrs. Butterworth off of a syrup jar, Aunt Jemima, she gone. The NFL has been saving and ending racism for years. For years, thank God. They just put all racists on notice. All haters on notice. They did. You only have 3 weeks until racism is over. I'm shocked, I say, that racism didn't end when Mrs. Butterworth was no longer on my syrup. I mean, who doesn't go to the NFL on Fox, on CBS, on every station in America? Who doesn't pay thousands of dollars to watch the NFL? To not only get that, but messages to end racism. Thank God. I was worried. If you were worried that end racism and the other ridiculous slogans were going away from NFL end zones, fear not, for they shall be here. Fear not, for they are back. That's right. Roger Goodell giving into whatever dipshit groups he gives into, but I bet you this. I bet you would find that it's more about how much money Roger Goodell gets from these groups. I bet you it would. I want to see him go back to putting Black Lives Matter on it while Black Lives Matter tears up downtowns of NFL cities like Indianapolis. That was fun. That was a good time. Black Lives Matter. Yay. Burn the thing down. Black Lives Matter. Yay. Burn the thing down. Yeah, that was good. That was helpful. We haven't recovered in Indianapolis. We haven't. Oh, yeah, all 32 teams will feature an end zone message of their choice. Isn't that amazing? At each home game throughout the season. Here are your 4 options. We should put it out. End racism. Yay, it's over. I mean, black guys will stop being racist towards me. I just know it. I just know it when I go to downtown Chicago this weekend or I go somewhere in Gary. I know that African Americans aren't going to call me white boy. Cracker. I know it's coming. I do, I swear. Why? Why do you think? It says end racism in the end zone of an NFL game. Stop hate. That's right, same thing. You know nobody's hating. Somebody's going to get in a car crash and go, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I am too. Let's have tea and crumpets. You know that's coming, baby. Yeah. Oh, choose love. If I had something to choose, it would be love. Jordan Love? I was sitting around and I was wondering, what should I choose? I choose love. I think that's what it's biblical, really. Or inspire change. I tell you to change. How about we get some smart people in democratic cities? Let's change that. Instead of having all these idiot wig-wearing morons that are running democratic cities that don't know what chain of command is, how about we get some people in there that actually know how to run a city? How about that's the change? How about instead of letting off criminals because you're pandering to a community, how about we change that? How about that? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Inspire change. You murder somebody, you actually go to jail for a long time in my city. How about that? You wave a gun around downtown Chicago, you actually go to jail. How about this? I'll inspire change. How about athletes that make $60 million, $40 million a year fund schools in their neighborhoods, or certainly athletic departments in their neighborhood? That'd be a welcome change. How about we have actual discussions on the root problems, who's committing our crimes? That would be a fun change. How about we talk about 75% of African-American homes don't have dads, according to Tony Dungy and President Obama? That would be a change, huh? How about instead of hating everything Donald Trump does, how about we work together in this country? Whoa, that would be a change. What? It takes all of us. Yes. I'm drunk. I'm on the 600 section of Lucas Oil Stadium, and I want change. Actually, I want change for the $2 I probably have in my pocket after I vomited all over myself. Once again, it takes all of us will be stenciled in the opposite end zone for all games. The only change from 2024 is that inspired change replaces vote. Remember when these idiots wanted us to vote the dumbest human beings alive, athletes, the most entitled human beings alive, athletes. They want us to vote, really? If, I don't know, if they were mostly conservative, if they were smart enough to be mostly conservative, because they all voted for Donald Trump because they knew that Biden was a train wreck with their money, if they were going to be honest, they would say vote Trump. Oh, yeah, the NFL, God bless the NFL. Hey, look, it's more than football. You're more than a football player. Really? What the hell are you? And there will be no racism in Indianapolis once this is up there. Anna Isaacson is the senior vice president for social responsibility. Hi, Anna. How are you? Oh, Anna, we had to create a job for you. Okay, we're working hand in hand with players and alongside our clubs to amplify players' voices. Players are morons. Oh, well, and underscore what is most important to them. Now you're kissing the ass of black players because you white people up there need to feel good. It's no different than not Norby. It's no different than Mike McQuaddy. It's no different than, what's that guy's name? I don't know. All the ESPN guys with rich-sounding names. They're trying to appease their African-American workers. That's all this is. Players' voices. You imagine a white dude in these locker rooms going, man, get out of here. A guy that's actually educated, a black guy actually educated, a white guy actually educated in these locker rooms looking at some of these guys going, the fuck is this? Like, when I talk to my African-American friends, they laugh at this shit. They do. They just go, how dumb. But they're all educated. They're all not pandering. End racism. Take Aunt Jemima off of our pancakes. No more Mrs. Butterworth. Yay. Lizzo on our fitness magazines. Yay. That ends racism. I hope racism ends. I hope no longer do I have to be called a white boy. I hope no longer do I have to prove that I'm down for the cause before I get the respect of any African American. I hope racism ends, and I hope it ends quickly. And I hope it's because of that right there. I do. Hey, listen to this crap. For decades, the NFL and its players have been a unifying, force in American culture and society that brings people of all cultures, backgrounds together to enjoy America's most popular sport. That's true. And for decades, you didn't put end racism on the end zone. I don't give a shit what you do. Like, I don't give a damn if you have ballerinas flying around the whole time. I don't give a damn what. I just like watching games. I could give a shit whether anybody's black, white, green, or purple. I could give a shit whether there's end racism, whether the coach wears pants, whether the coach is black, white, green, or purple, who scores a touchdown, who doesn't, who sings the national anthem. I can give a rat's ass. I just want to watch a football game. You haven't brought anybody together. Well, you bring us together for a party. This is an honor, this woman says, and responsibility that the league takes seriously, which is why we actively invest in off-field programs and on-field initiatives that promote unity. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No. First off, you were all in on telling all of us that, football is gay. That doesn't promote unity. I mean, it might in your office. I mean, it takes all of us to inspire change. What does that mean? What don't you like, lady? I mean, I'll give you a change. How about you lower ticket prices? How about we don't have to pay $20 for a beer at a ballpark? That's some change. How about you stick that up your ass, lady? How about that becomes what you do, Roger Goodell? No longer do you have to pay $400 a ticket to go to an NFL game. That'd be some change. No longer do you have to pay $50 to park in an NFL game. There's your change. You want to do something to unite the fan base? Shoot. Stop telling us football is gay and lower prices. Stop telling white people they're all racist and lower prices. That'd be pretty good. I mean, there's your change. Hey, I just spent $20 for a Bloody Mary. Yeah, lower it to 10. There's your unity. People are full of shit. Anna Isaacson, you're full of shit. Second consecutive season, the NFL will feature the phrase "end racism," and it takes all of us in the back of the end zones during all international games. Players have also had the continued opportunity from 5 approved messages to display on their helmet. End racism in the end zone is just a PR move. That's all it is. It's a symbolic gesture that the league thinks what the thing looks good on TV. I would wonder how much they're getting paid. The Army, the military, pays a lot of money for NFL coaches to wear those camouflage stuff. There's nothing less military than the NFL. I mean, they act like they are, they talk like they are, but getting paid $6, $10, $12, $15 million a year to play a game is not the military. There ain't no game in the military. As the Marine says, we are in it to win it only. Only. Doesn't really address any issues inside the league, does it? Doesn't address anything. It's just simply something to make the league office look good. No different than who Burke Magnus and Mike McQuaddy hire at ESPN to mumble through segments on your TV. It's simply there to make them feel good. So nobody can say, you don't do enough. Ah. So next time I see end racism, I'm carrying this with me. When I'm downtown Chicago this weekend, I'm going to hold it up when somebody holds a gun to my head, calls me a white boy, makes me earn their trust as a white man to be able to speak to me. I'm going to hold it up. And racism. Oh, yeah. Let's have a beer. Such a joke. All right. Former head coaches in the NFL, John Gruden and Brian Flores, will both get their day in court against the league. The league that loves to tell us messages, leaving the league exposed to face unprecedented levels of public scrutiny on the NFL's handling of internal communication as well as hiring practice. To recap here, Gruden is suing the NFL and Commissioner Roger Goodell, alleging they intentionally leaked selectively edited emails from the Washington Commanders' investigation to force his resignation as the Raiders head coach. And he's fighting to keep the case in public court rather than private arbitration. That's right. Let's see what's going on around here because, according to Anna Isaacson, this league unifies us until you go against them. See, that's what the mob used to say. Stay on our street corner. We're a family. You're my brother until you go against them, and then your brother shoots that brother right in the head in the middle of a dice game because he said something snide. That's the NFL. We're all brothers. We're here for unity. Anna Isaacson told us so. Yes, she did. Really? Why are you leaking email? Why does that, in my entire lifetime, and I've been a boss, I've been the lowest man on a totem pole, I've been poor, I've been everything in between. All right? I've never thought about leaking anything. I've never thought about even jackasses like Greg Doyle or a couple other guys that went to Doyle that got fired at them. I never even leaked their shit. But what would make you as the NFL want to get Gruden out of there so bad that you decide to do the totally unethical thing of leak somebody's emails? Now, Gruden was stupid for emailing anything that could be leaked. I mean, we all fight against that. We all try not to do that. But think about it for a second. Have you ever really thought about doing that, even when somebody came at you? Hey, man, I'm mad at you. I'm going to HR. I got to tell you, somebody could do whatever they want to me. There is never going to be a time where I'm going to go to HR or I'm going to leak emails or I'm going to go to the boss and tell on you. Look, I live in a different world. I understand it. It's not a right world. I'm old. But this is what the NFL did. Honest to God. They leaked emails. Like, we want him out. We're going to leak emails. Who does that? They should get sued, and Gruden should win. Flores is suing the NFL, the Dolphins, Giants, and Broncos, claiming racial discrimination in hiring practices, sham interviews under the Rooney Rule, and that the Dolphins owner offered him money to lose games. With his recent legal win, ensuring these claims will be heard in federal court instead of NFL-controlled arbitration. This is a win for all of us. But remember, Anna Isaacson says, we bring people together. Really? The owner's telling him to lose games? The owner wants a fix? How's that not a crime? Now, Stephen Ross, by the way, ironically enough, a Michigan grad. We know what's going to happen today. Michigan is going to get hit either hard or not with penalties from the Harbaugh being a coward. And this guy, Stephen Ross, he's a big Michigan booster. He was going to pay his coach to lose. Look, again, I don't get it. It's two very different cases with one very common thread. The NFL losing control of the message. And they don't like that. Both Gruden and Flores have cracked open the league's legal armor. And if either wins, we could see a flood of lawsuits from people who've been silenced for years. But hey, Laura Isaacson or Anna Isaacson says we bring everybody together in her made-up job. Yeah, that's what she said, remember, just before. Why this could be bad for the NFL. This is a pretty good article here. Why it could be bad. Lose control over the narrative. They do not like to lose control over the narrative. Public trials equal public evidence that the NFL could regret allowing the public to get their hands on. Now, again, I go to this. I don't give a shit. I think it's funny, but I just want to watch a game. I do. I want to bet my face off. I want to watch a game. I'm going to be bored in about 10 minutes into the game, but that's all right. But I like coming home, doing whatever I'm doing most of the day, turning the TV on for the 4:20 game. It's starting to get dark around 5 o'clock around here, settling in and watching Aaron Rodgers lead the Packers in the cold. That's like my favorite thing. Or waiting around all day to see if to watch the Colts play at night. I don't really care about all this stuff except to say the arrogance of this $50 million jackass and little Anna Isaacson telling us how we bring people together. Oh, game integrity questions. Boy, that is true, man. That's Stephen Ross stuff, trying to pay his own coach to lose. Whew. With regards to Flores' claim that he was tasked with intentionally losing games, Goodell's role as ultimately arbitrator in disputes is now questioned. The threat of negative PR backlash, perception if findings paint the NFL in a negative light. But we don't care. See, I'm rooting for Flores because Flores is buddies with a friend of mine, Ryan Grigson. And if Brian Grigson says Flores is a good guy, then I'm in on Flores. It's like the mafia. I like Gruden, friend of the show, returns text. So I want Gruden to win. And I want people that do shit like, it's just me. Like, I can't post people's texts to me. I can post the hate. I think that's fun. But I've never been the guy. I don't care what anybody does to me. I'll handle it myself, not put out little snippets of their email or not put out whatever. Just simply handle it. But that's not the NFL's way. NFL, man, they went and dug into emails. They should be punished. Hey, you loving the show? What are you talking about? Of course you are. Just me and you having a chat. You don't get this shit anywhere else. Make sure you head on over to youtube.com, like 1.75 million of you have, /@OutKick/videos to like, comment, and subscribe. That way you'll never, ever, 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 ever miss any of this great stuff, whether it's me, Hot Mike after me, Ricky and Tommy and Clay, and I mean, what are we doing? All right, another day, another game, and more bitching. It's the only way I can describe it. Indiana Fever, Sophie Cunningham. She's the hot girl. She just needs to take off her clothes and shake her ass. That's all she wants to do anyway. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, now that she's become hot girl and we got to pay attention to her, now we got to listen to her bitch after every game. No, seriously. Just be hot girl. And if anybody thinks that's sexist, you're wrong, because that's what she does. She can't go a day without showing herself, showing her ass, showing herself in a skimpy outfit. So, hey, I respect that. I like it. I'm a red-blooded American male with the great American penis. I'm itchy. And next thing you know, but when she talks, then we got all kind of stupid and all kind of bitching. Can we make the WNBA go away? Can we? I don't know. Another day, another complaint, and Sophie Cunningham's mad. She slammed the officiating after the loss to the Wings. The Wings suck. I want to bet on it, though. I took the Fever plus 6.5 at halftime. They were down 11. The refs were giving her every freaking whistle to Paige Beckers. Here's Sophie Cunningham. Another day, another girl bitching.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. Couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency. Or we know she's a good rookie and, she's going to get some whistles. But, to get the treatment she got last night was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Calls.
Well, she's gonna be one of those players that, she's already going to be a GOAT. She's going to be a Hall of Famer. Everyone knows that she's freaking hell of a player. But, getting some of those whistles already, oh, my. I couldn't.
I couldn't. I just couldn't. I'm so over it. I couldn't. Shut up, man. Just be hot girl. That's all. I mean, you came here to get famous. You didn't come here to win shit. I mean, seriously, you came here, and now we got to listen. Sophie can certainly expect another fine from the WNBA. She's already been docked twice, and now she's smart. See, I speak my mind. Really? You whine. I guess that's speaking your mind. She's been docked twice for negative comments about the league officials. She wasn't alone in her criticism. This is also exhausting. Stephanie White, who fucks up almost every game, excuse my language, as the coach. I really like Stephanie. She's a really nice girl. She is. Really nice. But she's bitching, whining, and moaning as well. We got to bitch, whine, and moan when we're on the Fever. No Caitlin Clark, no interest. But here we are talking about you because you're bitching, you're whining, and you're moaning.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a physical game. I think there's a double standard in how people get their calls. I think Kelsey Mitchell, number one, is held or chucked on every freaking possession and never gets a call off the ball. I think Aaliyah Boston is the worst officiated post player in the league. She never gets a call. And there's a double standard there, certainly. But, again, if it's going to be physical and you're gonna allow us to be physical, then allow both teams to be physical. If you're going to call the holds and you're going to call the chucks, and you're going to then call it both ways. So, I mean, I think that we've been pretty consistent in what we're asking for. And I didn't feel like it was consistent, especially for those two. I think you could call a foul every time down the floor for those two.
There you go. All right. There you go. Okay. All right. Let's move it along. They're not interesting. I mean, you know what's interesting? And I wonder, Nick, if we could find this. I have not seen anything other than the one time we talked about some TV ratings being down 53%. I don't see much anymore about record-breaking crowds. I don't see much anymore about record-breaking ratings. I don't see much anymore of that. I don't see any of it. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, look, if I'm wrong, I'll say, hey, look, here it is. But I don't see any more of all of, what's the big sexy's name, Cheryl Reeves? I'm looking it up right now. I don't see any more of these great ratings and more than just a girl and look at us, go team go. I just don't. All right. We'll see, but I don't see it. I mean, I'm looking, I actually text or put in NBA TV ratings, and really there's nothing there. Remember, it was like every minute, and we told you, dumbasses, we told you, don't do it. Don't kill the golden goose. You think, I mean, I get it, Angel Reese, every guy, whatever. But, man, I just do not think that it's got anything to say. 55% decline in TV viewership. Yeah, I saw that. I guess I was more curious, do we talk about it anymore? Do we I don't see anything here. No, I don't care either. But apparently, TV games, non-free games, whatever. All right, no secret that it's a new age in college athletics. Of course it is. Grades don't really matter. The only thing that matters is the amount of money you can make as a result of all these massive developments with regards to NIL and other payments to players. Schools are now getting creative on how they can extrapolate some extra money out of their loyal fan bases, which in turn will be paid directly to the student athlete. Let's take a look at some of the ways. This is interesting. College athletic departments are paying their players. Now, side note, last year we had idiots in Indiana that couldn't win games and were shown betting in casinos the night before a game. Like, I don't know, is that where you wanted your money to go? University of Kentucky transformed their athletic department into Champions Blue LLC, aimed for greater flexibility to provide and pursue public and private partnerships. Say that fast. Provide public and private partnerships. Georgia Tech leasing stadium naming rights, 20 years, $55 million deal with Hyundai for the school's football field. That's going to go to players. Texas A&M signed a 15-year, $515 million multi-rights deal with Playfly Sports. Yeah, I bet you in 15 years Playfly Sports is gone, but I have no idea. I don't even know what it is. I'm just saying. Oregon charging fans $500+ for the opportunity to run onto the field with the team. There you go. UConn renting out football stadium suites for bros to host their fantasy football draft. That's smart. No, that's smart. I always said this at Bowling Green. Now, I will defend this. At Bowling Green, you didn't make any money. Urban Meyer had the football team 16th in the country, and there were like 5,000 people at a game, maybe. Could have fit them all in my gym, which was less than 5,000. But I'd go up there, go see them, go whatever. And the football stadium, the suites were empty. I go, why don't you guys rent these out? This should be a great place for a kid's birthday party. I don't know. Why not? No. Now we have a new example coming from the University of Oklahoma, and it might be the most ridiculous. Now, Joe Castiglione is the guy, like, whenever you want to know an AD, the great Joe Castiglione. Yeah, okay. For a low price of $692.11, you and a friend can join the Sooners in the media room following home games to watch how us low-life media members barrage folks with questions about what just transpired on the field or court. This is according to the website Go Fevo Go. I think that's some kind of Oklahoma animal thing. Yeah, there you go. Get exclusive post-game media access for you and one guest and see where real-time reactions unfold. Here, OU coaches and players address reporters moments after the final whistle. Watch the story take shape through the questions, the insights, and the atmosphere that sets headlines. True story. When I was being recruited, I did go into Coach Knight's press conference. I thought it was kind of cool. I heard him tell Sports Illustrated's Kirby Kirkpatrick to kiss his ass or something. I dug it. I was ready to sign right there. Yeah. No, I don't know. Now, I'm supposed to say only a real nut job would pay damn near $700 to sit in a press conference. But on the other hand, they do say down south in SEC country, it does mean more. I will tell you this, all right? I will tell you this. It's kind of cool. I will. My last press conference as a head coach at Bowling Green was in the MAC tournament in 07, and, I mean, people filled it, and I delivered. To this day, if you talk to a longtime MAC reporter, they will tell you it's the best press conference they've ever been to. I mean, I made them laugh, whatever. So people say that to me and have said over the years, I was so happy we were there. I know. And that's not a bad thing. Look, if you're going to spend money on something, you might as well get something no one else can get. And that would be kind of cool. I'll tell you this, I might spend to run on the field with Ohio State. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've been on the sidelines for 2 Ohio State football games, and when that boom hits and everybody runs in, man, I don't know. It's pretty unbelievable. You know, people pay to play in pro-ams, golf. I played yesterday. It's great. You know, just fun. Really. I mean, you're inside the ropes. You're playing. The pros were great. It's fun. Matthew Wolf's fantastic. Peter Olner, fantastic. I don't know. Those kind of – I would rather pay personally for experiences than I would for memorabilia. Like, I don't know if you guys know him, famous pool player, Steve the Miz. He was in Miller Lite commercials, world champ. I got a pool stick signed by him, and I don't know what the hell to do with it. I don't get rid of it. I would rather pay for going to a Cubs game and whatever than anything else. I would. I think it'd be great.